Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Laura Bates. This is for Professor Brooks' COM 1 class. Today we will be discussing aging with dignity and sort of what that means to you. We'll get into that a little bit more, so just let that sit with you and think about what it might mean to you and yours. But let's see. First thing, I wanted to start out excuse me. When was the last time you visited your grandparents? When was the last time you made a phone call? Letters, smoke signals. I mean, we're all at different phases here, and I know there are circumstances like location. There isn't a whole lot you can do if your grandparents live way on the East Coast or even in another country, because that's the situation for a lot of Americans. Excuse me. So studies show that older Americans have better overall mental health when they have meaningful contact and regular contact with members of the family or friends, or really anybody who cares to stop in and see how that they are. So I don't mean to make you feel bad, or I'm sure that we are all pretty much working towards having a relationship with our grandparents, so at the very least. But to paint a better picture about what social isolation amongst seniors and what that means and sort of what it entails, I want to show you a video that sort of will drive it home, and I'll just short video.
Right now, I'm 68 years old, and then 2008 I came to I don't know how to speak English. I cannot go out alone. I'm afraid. I cannot just ride on the bus. I'm afraid. I just have my daughter living in the house, watching dishes, cooking, and I'm helping my two grandchildren. And watching TV, always watching TV. When I watch the TV, the hour goes by, and then my daughter is coming. It's very lonely for me not talking to other people. My daughter would like to go home, because I'm lonely here. I just stay at home. That is my routine every day.
To put an end to isolation, we must do more than support seniors. We must support the families and communities that surround them. By funding research, invest in local programs, and advocating for those in need, United Way strengthens the fabric of our community. With your help, we can prevent isolation.
Okay, sorry for the audio on that. But obviously that video really drives my point home. And in fact, if it doesn't resonate with you, you are dead or evil or something. Because it's a really sad video that sort of sheds light on what seniors go through day by day, the contact or lack thereof, and just the day-to-day TV, just filling their days with stuff is basically what it is. Okay, so now let's go over some key points. The key points that we're going to be addressing today are, like we just talked about, effects of social isolation, ways you can help, steps concerning the care of our seniors moving forward, and basically healthy aging, active aging, and successful aging is what we are targeting with the programs and stuff that we'll discuss. Okay. So resources for seniors is continuing to decline. I mean, the state of them, and like Medicare has been defunded, and I mean Medicare, there's Part A and B, and I'm not even sure why, but it has over the years become so much more difficult for seniors to not only get the benefits, but the type of benefits that they get are no longer as good as they once were and as good as they were meant to be. So there is way more that needs to be done, obviously. And so let's just, I mean, we want to look at what we say is aging. It's important to note that there are different stages, and that, you know, not all 75-year-olds are at the same level of capability. And that's continue, you know, 85 years old, 90. Everyone has a different level of abilities, and so we have to be very careful on what it is that we are saying is, I mean, we have a 65 and up. That's basically our standard, but it sort of stops there. And at 65, the way that the system is set up, it's like 65 and you're ready to die. But I think, as you probably know, with 50 to 60 year old people in your family or in your lives aren't, you know, ready to roll over and die anytime soon. So again, aging with dignity. What do we mean by this? What do we mean by healthy aging, active aging, successful aging? What do we mean by that? So the WHO, World Health Organization, says successful aging is a combination of avoiding disease, disability, finding engagement with life, and having a high cognitive and physical functioning ability. And so with those three components, that is considered successful aging. Active aging is the process of optimizing opportunities for health, participation, and security in order to enhance the quality of life for people as they age. Help for every phase is the intended. Okay, so so back in 1965, government established the Older Americans Act of 1965, and it was basically established to address these issues that we have been discussing. It was to establish authority to allocate grants for research and development projects, and to train personnel in the field of aging, because at this time there wasn't, I guess, a lot of experts in the area. And so when we're looking at 1965, this was, during my research, one of the only pieces of legislation specifically for seniors, and, you know, working towards improving their lives overall. And there were a ton of organizations, but a lot of them were private organizations. So that's another issue that our seniors are at risk for being taken advantage of, because they're easily tricked or scammed and things like that. So that's another issue on top of the ones we already mentioned. So what can you do? Volunteer. Volunteer is probably the best way to do most things, and it is the one thing that seniors say is what they want. They want someone to talk to. So you can make a difference in your own family's lives, or even the lives of people in your community, your neighbors, people in your church, things like that. So make time for seniors in your life, and suggest things that maybe you could do together. Plan dates, as I like to refer to them. Just get involved. Do something to get involved with them. And this sort of all came around for me because my grandfather died. He passed away last 8 August, and it's just been really difficult seeing my grandmother and how she's just struggling, and there's just not enough that we have for our older population in America that sort of gives them any kind of meaning. I mean, once they lose that person, you know, their partner in life, I mean, outside of that, what can we do for them? And right now we're simply not doing enough. So steps going forward: provide better long-term care, obviously, housing for all phases of aging, that is improving on healthcare, continuing to improve on healthcare, and incorporating changes into your own lifestyle for the seniors in your life. I wanted to switch gears and point out a problem concerning the senior population, and that is by 2030, an estimated 20% of Americans will be seniors. And let me see, I'll go right back to that. But as you can see from the chart, so by 2060, the senior population will about double. And right now, the programs we have are inundated with problems and are struggling. So we already have inadequate care, and it's going to create a bigger problem in the future, and changes must be made. That senior problem, I mean, some of us in this class are going to be part of that. I mean, unfortunately, I am. So it sort of puts things into perspective. So, sorry about that. Okay. So just to sort of recap some of the points we went over, the senior population that we just talked about is going to rise to an unprecedented level. Effects of social isolation can have dire consequences, sometimes even death. Changes must be made to the programs concerning seniors. There's just no way around it. But don't forget that you can make a huge difference in the lives of people around you. And I mean, obviously this doesn't stop at seniors, but we really, that gap of regular contact is sort of what we want to address. So, call to action. What can we do? Starting today, make a phone call, type an email, write a letter, and even FaceTime. I mean, as you can see, like the picture we have here, more and more seniors are taking classes or watching tutorials on how to use technology. And in about 20 years or so, the senior population, unfortunately, including some of us, it will be a more advanced population. So it will be much easier to FaceTime and send emails and things like that. So try to incorporate today, and reach out to family members that you think might be at risk, because you never know, you might be able to change the life of somebody, or at least make their day. Thank you.